Welcome back to another Comprehensible Input vlog. Today I will be showing you some things, explaining some things, maybe telling some stories. To be honest, I don't have a plan. The only plan is for you to practice your English. That is why throughout the video there will be some vocabulary popping up on the screen and there will be some definitions which will also be in the description of the video. So if you see anything that is new or useful, make sure you look in the description and make a note of anything that will be helpful for you. Now that I have finished peeling my orange, let's get going. As you might be able to hear in the background, and as you can see from the trees that are blowing around a lot, it is quite windy today. So hopefully you guys can hear me well throughout the video. Unfortunately, most of my route today looks like this and like this. So it's not the most interesting route, and it's also an out and back. So basically just going to one place and walking the exact same route, just in reverse. So why on earth am I doing that? Well, if you remember from 2 videos ago, I was in Pembrokeshire course clearing. So there was a trail running race and I was going around the next day to check that all of the signs and all of the markings and the tape had been cleared so that no litter, no rubbish was left behind in the countryside. And that is exactly what I am doing again today. Unfortunately, I have been given this out and back road section, but hey, it's still quite nice. And I don't know how well you can see, but in the background there, somewhere, is the sea. So hopefully at some point in this video, I can show you the sea. Here is a good little bit of vocabulary for you. What do we call this? So it is a piece of orange, but in English we have a word that begins with S. That is a relatively long word, and that is segment. This is an orange segment. Now this is pretty cool if you ask me. So if we come round here, you can see down there that there is a river that is coming under the road. So it's starting from all the way up there, and you can just about see a little waterfall, and the water is coming all the way down, and it will eventually go out to the sea. But I think this wall that is made out of lots of stones and rocks, and that is covered in moss, I think it's very beautiful. And you can see all of these vines on the trees too. I think it's rather nice. When you hear the word waterfall, the UK probably isn't the first country that you think of. Well, we actually have quite a lot of waterfalls, just little ones like this, in the woods, in the countryside, falling down the hills and the valleys and the cliffs. We don't really have anything that is super big and massive, like in the rainforests and things like that. But we have quite peaceful ones, quite cute ones, I think. Here we go. Here is a good place to stop and admire the view, to take in the view. As I said, it's quite windy today, which means that you will see on the surface of the water lots of white patches. Now, on a very windy day when there are lots of white patches like this, lots of white bits, we call them white horses in English. So it's where the wind is so strong that it is blowing the water and creating mini waves. Not proper waves, but just mini waves. And if you are sailing or you're on a boat, it makes the whole experience not as nice as when it is very flat and very calm. So today it is a little bit rough out at sea. But from here, it still looks quite nice. I'm going to show you the data screens on my watch. So right now I am on a hike and we have 4 quarters. The top left quarter is the timer. As you can see, that is counting up. Next, we have the distance. Currently, we are on 0.39. Naught is another word for 0. Next, in the bottom left corner, we have my heart rate. So a very common mistake in English is calling this your heart rhythm. And that is a bit of a direct translation from a lot of languages. But in English, we say heart rate. And then in the bottom right corner, even I find prepositions difficult sometimes. In the bottom right corner, we have the elevation. So I am currently 163 meters above sea level. Now, I haven't calibrated my watch in a while, so I don't know how accurate that is. I reckon that this house and that house over there have a very stunning view. Now, that is a wonderful view. What view do you guys have from your house, from where you live? What can you see out of the window? I have always been quite lucky with my views, I guess. I think I've had some good views in my time in the various places that I've lived, because I think in big cities, often the view can be not so nice. When you're quite high up in a city, if you live in... Oh, there's a car coming. So if you live in a block of flats and you live on quite a high floor, then the view will be quite nice. But often in a city, the view is pretty terrible. Now, I'm quite simple. I just like some trees, maybe a bit of grass, a field, that would be quite nice. I was lucky that when I was living in Mexico, I was in the city of Oaxaca, and I was living in a room in a building that was quite high up on the side of the mountain, and I could see right over the city. I had a view of the whole city, and that was incredible. But then next I lived in Brazil, and my view was a wall, just a plain blank white wall. And that wasn't so nice. Definitely not as nice as this. So let me know, write it in the comments. What view do you have from where you live? Is it very nice? Do you like it? Or have you had a better view before? Maybe you used to live somewhere and you used to have a very nice view, but not anymore. Or maybe you used to have a terrible view and now you have had an upgrade. Who knows? Write it in the comments. I really think I should have brought my gloves. My fingertips are getting a little bit cold. I'm also being very slow. I always do that when I'm filming a video. I'm very slow. I'm quite a slow person in general. It's very annoying because it seems like to me that everybody is just rushing around all of the time, and it makes me feel like I'm very slow and late. I am quite slow, but I'm always a lot slower than everybody else. Look at that. And it's very annoying. And I've got quite far to walk. I'm going for lunch at my grandparents' house in Plymouth, and I'm in Exmoor, near a place called Linton. So I need to get my arse in gear, finish the route, and drive back down. I say back down. I live in Cornwall, so I need to go down to Plymouth and then across to where I live in Cornwall. So I need to go back down to Cornwall. But I've got a very long journey ahead of me after this hike, so I will put my phone away, stop waffling, and speak to you guys very soon. I'm not sure how well this appears on the video, but when the road is not completely flat like this, obviously it is going uphill, but when the road has a slight angle to it like this, we call this the camber. So there's quite a lot of camber to this road, and that makes it kind of difficult for your feet and your ankles because you're walking like this, which is a little bit awkward, but it is good for strengthening your muscles and your joints and your bones, probably, I imagine. I don't know. But that is quite a niche word, camber. I don't think I even learnt that word in English until I was, I don't know, till at least a few years ago. So I probably went a good 18, 19, 20 years of my life without knowing that word. What's that word in your language? Do you know? Here we go. Here is our turning. Finally, we get off the road. Oh, look. You can see some sheep. I have seen so many sheep today. Sheep make me laugh. They're very cute. They're kind of fluffy and innocent. They're like the most innocent animal ever. I love a good sheep. In Wales, there are many sheep. I think Wales and New Zealand have a reputation for having many, many sheep. And if I'm not mistaken, Wales has more sheep than people. But don't quote me on that. That could be wrong. But I always like seeing sheep in the fields, in the countryside. Just quite nice. Oh no, we're going uphill. I'm going to struggle to walk and talk, so I'm going to put my phone away again, or you guys will see me getting out of breath. I'm starting to get a little bit suspicious. Last time I did this, I had to pick up quite a lot. I actually had to collect a lot of markings. There had been a lot of signs and tape that had been left behind. But today, I haven't seen anything. So I keep double checking and triple checking the map to make sure I am still going the right way. And I am. So whoever did this yesterday has done a very good job. Or I'm currently lost and doing a very bad job. So I'm going to go with the first option, and hopefully I'm doing this right. This is exactly what I think of when somebody says the word woods, that they're going for a walk in the woods. Isn't it beautiful? Look what I found up here. So you can see this platform, and then you can just maybe see, I don't really know. Oh, that's my thumb. You definitely can't see it with my thumb in the way. But there you can see a line, like a cable. There, that's a bit more clear, isn't it? And it goes all the way down to there. You can see the landing zone over there. Now this is a zip line or a zip wire. A zip line or a zip wire. But that's a good find. That's pretty cool. Have you guys ever been on an interesting zip wire? Let me know. I finally found something. This is the only thing I've seen the whole way. And I have just reached my turning point. So the runners, I'm getting confused now. So they came down here and then they go up there. And I went up there the other day, and it's very hilly, very steep, and it goes up a long way. So we will definitely not be doing that again. And they do a massive loop and come back this way and then go back the way we came. So they don't actually do this turn, but they come from this way, go up there, do a loop, and come back down this way. That probably made no sense whatsoever. If you didn't understand, then don't worry. Here's a nice little bench. If I had lunch with me, this would be an epic lunch spot. But I'm going to my grandparents for lunch, so unfortunately I will have to settle for the crunchy apple that is in my bag. This flag is very useful for pointing. So up there at the end of the zip wire, you can see 2 tyres. So normally a tyre goes on the wheel of a car, but they're very useful for stopping people at the end of a zip line. And look what we have here. So inside there are lots of logs. So somebody has been cutting up some trees. There are lots of logs. Now this thing is very big. So sometimes you would call this a log shed or a log store. I mean, this is quite big, isn't it? I would call it a log store. Pretty cool though. That is a lot of logs. I have picked up another flag. I don't know if you can see, but I have 2 flags with me now, which I have slotted into my pack. So I'm on my way back now. I'm still in the woods, as you can see, but I need to be quick. I've been very slow. I need to hurry up a little bit. So I'm going to march on quite quickly, and hopefully I can get back to my car with enough time to get to my grandparents' house. We didn't decide a time. We didn't agree on a time. My granny said that she would get lunch ready for me. So I don't know. That's quite a vague time. But I also don't really know how long it takes to get from here to Plymouth, where they live. Hopefully it's not too long. I should have been a little bit more prepared, I think. I should have planned in advance, but hey, oh well. I'm sure it'll all be okay. If you're enjoying these videos and you like learning, you like improving your English, but you'd like to practice your speaking skills a little bit more, to learn some new things, to meet new people, to practice speaking in real situations with real conversations, well, I have just the thing for you. I have the English Confidence Club. So we have 5 speaking sessions every single week, and there is a 7-day free trial, so you can come to the sessions and join and see if they are right for you or not before you decide to join the club properly. So we discuss anything and everything really. I just decide the topic on the day, and yeah, we learn some new words, we have a chat, we share our experiences, our opinions, maybe some stories, and it's very great, very interesting to learn about other countries, learn about other cultures, and it doesn't matter where you're from. If you enjoy learning English and you want to improve your speaking skills, then the English Confidence Club is for you. There's a link in the description which will take you to a page with some more information. But if you have any more questions, just send me a message, let me know. You can send me a message on Instagram, send me an email, finn@englishwithfinn.com, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. I look forward to seeing you guys in the sessions. Look, I've just arrived back at the road, so I'm going to stop waffling and I'm going to speed walk to power hike back to my car. So that is it from me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the video. I hope you've enjoyed the beautiful scenery, the beautiful nature. Don't forget to check out the English Confidence Club and all of the vocabulary from this video in the description. And make sure you like, comment, share. I don't know. All of that stuff helps me. Please do some of that. And I will see you guys in the next video.